Hello, friends and family. It's an honor to be here with you today and participate in the Caravan and rally for Black, trans, gender expansive, femme, women, all of us in this community. Some of us queer, some of us living our lives as our authentic selves in whatever ways we show up. I'm acknowledging today is the anniversary of Orlando and the murder that happened there, and I can't help but think about all that we are holding in this moment. Last week was one of the most intense weeks that I've ever experienced, and I know that that's true for many of you as well. Riding the waves of recognition finally for the harm that we've been experiencing as Black people since we were brought to this country, since we came to this land. And then, of course, also holding the disease that we have to live with and challenge with. I can barely talk about the government and their resistance, but that's what our struggle is about. We've never given up on pushing back on that. I want to acknowledge it. This time, this particular time, this moment, as important as it is also a time for us to really assess where we are, what we need, and what our role is. For some of us, we are fists up in the streets, marching, leading. For some of us, we're sitting back, observing, watching, witnessing, all of us grieving, all of us feeling the pain. And my practice is to support you in understanding that you're supposed to be here, that you're worthy, that you're right, that you deserve equity and justice that we do, and also that it's really important for us to be kind and compassionate with ourselves, no matter how we're showing up in this moment. Everything in your life prepared you for this. For some of us, that means, again, we're out on the front lines. For others, it might mean that we need to pause, we might need to grieve, that we're processing. There is no right way to be in this moment. Know that. Some of us will witness, some of us will write, some of us will sing, some of us, like kinfolks, will help us gather, and we're all valued. This is not a short-term experience that's happening. Sustainability in the long runs means really being aware of who you are and what you need right now. One of the things that has come across our screens today in the midst of all of this is that the Trump administration is trying to have a negative impact on our healthcare. And I want to read a statement from one of the organizations that's been supporting Black, trans, gender non-conforming, and everybody in the LGBT community for 40 years. That's NCLR. And our statement that we're putting out today to you is LGBTQ people should know that despite this mean-spirited move by the Trump administration, the Affordable Care Act's underlying guarantee of healthcare access free from discrimination remains in place. While the federal government won't help, it also can't stop you from going to court to secure your rights if that's what it takes. NCLR stands ready to assist anyone who has suffered mistreatment by a healthcare provider or health insurance company simply for being who they are. And that statement was put out by Julie Gonin today, and you will likely hear more from our new executive director, beautiful Black woman named Imani. Oh my God, I've lost her last name. No. Yes, Imani Gordon Rupert. I'm not going to start all over. Thank you. Like you, I've had a really long week. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to invite you to pause. I want to invite you to take a breath. I want to invite you to just, even in this moment, notice what you're feeling, find where you need attention, and find where you need to let go. I practice mindfulness because it helps me to be sustainable, to be available, to be aware of what I need to take care of in the moment, what I need to pass on, and what I might hope to get into later. And I want the same for you. And while sitting in silence and in our minds and in our bodies and present can really work for some of us, I practice with that as well, just being held by this earth, this Mother Earth that created us. For others, it might be something else. And guess what? That's okay. It doesn't matter if it's running, writing, screaming, wailing, drumming, dancing, whatever brings you closer to you, being in community, being alone, leading, following. I encourage you to treat yourself like the divine being that you are. You're here now because you're supposed to be. Life will tell you when you're done. Don't let anyone else determine your worth. As long as you can breathe, you are worthy of all good. We are a resilient people. There is no doubt about that. We know how to stay, and we also can practice a little more holding back as needed. We're warriors, and we've had a lot to fight for. So know that if you're not wearing your warrior robe right now, it's still there for you. And for those who are in the front lines, who are carrying the shield and spreading the love and doing the work, we honor you for that as well. There is no one right way to show up at this moment. The call is for you to show up as yourself. And I close my eyes just thinking about all of the trans women walking around cities and towns and countries, all of our Black and brown sisters who are experiencing harm because they show up who they are. All of the gender non-conforming people who are in their self-expression suffering from somebody else's illusion around gender. Yeah, we know how to show up. We have particular privileges and freedoms that I want us to really engage in and practice right now. That's my call. And that is the privilege to choose when to step up, when to step back, when to watch the news and when not to watch the news. That is the gift and the freedom to practice silence when you want to practice silence, and write and talk and speak as you need. Really honoring you. You're divine beings. We are divine beings. I'm not sure that any other peoples could have, or the work that goes on, can do what we do and still stand upright and say, we belong here. And I stomp the floor, we belong here. The earth is holding us. That's what I want to share. Just really honoring your beauty and your value, just as you are. And I'm going to ring the bell and just invite us to be in silence in this moment, to be in kindness in this moment, to be with whatever is coming up for you, and know that right now you are right. Even if you change your mind later, know that you're doing the best you can based on where you are. That's true for all of us, even those of us seeking improvement. So I'll ring the bell, and hopefully you can hear that. And invite you to we'll take 3 deep breaths together, breathing in love and exhaling what we don't need. And deep is whatever's available for your body. There's no judgment there either. And if you just want to sit in silence, that works as well. Honoring you, that's number one. That's what makes you sustainable. Breathing in. Hold for a moment. And breathing out. Pushing. Let it out. Breathing in. Hold for a moment. And letting go. Letting go. Breathing in. Holding in this moment. And letting go. I say these phrases, or this phrase the way I'm going to say it, because I know that it's within you. I am love. I deserve compassion. I deserve to be treated with dignity, respect. I am supposed to be here, and for as long as I can, I will stand my ground. Thank you. Bless you. I'm wishing you ease, comfort, and wellness, and all that you need as we step forward together in our walk towards freedom. Thank you for your kind attention and patience, and be careful out there, and I hope to see you on the path.